All right, Shalom, Akim. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to our apostles and our elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace and blessings and much salutation to you elect Akim across the four winds of this earth, kicking this word in sincerity and in truth. I'm the brother Sha'ar from the Great Millstone Dallas camp. Through the Spirit, I want to come at you all with another lesson. Lord willing, it's edifying, and I'm just going to be in transit. Just on my way to the Shaddai. Didn't really know exactly what I was going to go into, but the Spirit wanted me to go on this particular topic right here. And the message today that I want to, or the message right now, I should say, that I want to display to you, brothers, is don't get weary. Don't get weary. Because as we're here, we continue to push on. There can come times where it feels like day by day by day by day goes by. You do the same thing over and over again. You get up, you go to work, whether you work in the morning or whether you work in the evening. You get off, do the same thing over and over again. You being under Esau's rule, and it can come times where it's like, damn, when will this end? All right. So with that being the case, that could cause, or I should rather word it like, that's an easy gateway for Satan to creep up in your mind and have you feeling like the Lord ain't gonna come back soon, man. All right. Now, again, we don't really necessarily know the hour nor the day. The scriptures gives us that, but He has given us eyes to see and understanding to know that we are in the end based on the measurement of prophecy. All right. And seeing the things that are taking place right now, bros, we don't got too much longer left. And even if we did have more time left, man, we got to continue to understand and think of the men of old. All right. There's certain things that our ancient forefathers had to go through, and these things should be able to boost our faith. And we should be able to look at how long they had endured. All right. Knowing that salvation was going to come around that time, and they still went hard. All right. They still pushed. There was an overdrive, man. All right. And we have wonderful examples of our apostles and our elders today that are constantly in and out into the work, not worrying about the hell that they catch in their daily lives, understanding that they all catch hell. We all catch hell. Every single last one of us go through things. All right. But when you look at those men, those are examples of men who completely have their eyes single, completely have their eyes on the prize, man. All right. And examples of how we're supposed to be, man. All right. You can look at those men and see that they don't give a dang about what's happening within their daily lives, man. They want the kingdom. And hey, just as much as they want the kingdom, man, we should want it just as bad, man. All right. And you look at those men and seeing how they've pushed 20 plus, 30 plus years within this thing and still going harder than everybody else. And I say that with confidence and surety. And the reason being, they're going harder than everybody else. Hey, man, they the closest to the Lord right now, man. All right. They understand full-fledged. We all understand, but those men really understand. And again, just want to say it's a great example. Those are great examples that the Lord has set up over us to follow, man. All right. Now, I got a precept that I want to pull up in the book of Deuteronomy, the 8th chapter. And the Spirit had told me to go into this again. I was doing some meditating on a few things, and there was a thought in my head like, man, being honest with you, as I was getting ready for work, I was like, damn, we got to go all this shit all over again. Excuse my language, But it had me think back like, hey, man, we in a blessed situation right now, man. And at the end of the day, the Heavenly Father's really just testing our patience. And as He's testing our patience, He wants us to continue to push His word and not be distracted about the things that you go through in your daily lives, knowing that you're going to have to go through these strange things that occur to us in our lives. But these are pretty much things we go through, all right, to continue to enhance us and build us up so we can be willing to exercise and rehearse these righteous acts as the scriptures talk about. It's all just a test. It's all just a trial of our faith. All right, as the ancient prophets say. All right. So this is the book of Deuteronomy, the 8th chapter. And I'm going to I'm going to go, I'm just going to start from the top. And it says, all the commandments which I have commanded thee this day shall ye observe and do, that ye may live and multiply and go and possess the land which the Lord sware unto your fathers. All right. This prophecy still stands. All right. Now, we understand that we were there at a point of time, but we were there very temporarily. And the Heavenly Father had kicked us out of that land. All right. So this prophecy still stands. All right. Now, he was speaking, well, this is Moses, and Moses was speaking to the congregation, but naturally these are really the Heavenly Father's words that he had spoken unto Moses, which he had told Moses to display it to the congregation, which is Israel. All right, when you read this here in Deuteronomy, the 8th chapter. And these were words that were written to continue to help build us up. All right, this is verse 2. It says, and thou shalt remember all the way which the Lord thy God led thee these 40 years in the wilderness, to humble thee and to prove thee, and to know what was in thine heart, whether thou wouldest keep the commandments or no. So, since we understand that the Heavenly Father had put us in the wilderness for those 40 years to humble us and to prove us and see how our mentalities were going to be, the same thing applies to today. We really haven't been in this thing long, you know. Now, again, it seems like a long period of time because we're so anxious waiting for that day to come, knowing that that day comes shortly. All right. Or the day is hastening, I should say. All right. But, man, you got examples out the wazoo of men that went through it for years. Noah prophesied for 120 years. Well, really, I should say this. It took him 120 years to build the ark. All right, I really don't know how long Noah was prophesying for, but best believe it was a long time. And we do know this, while he was building that ark, he was prophesying too. Just as we're building and we're prophesying edification. And we're doing that. All right. The Heavenly Father had us in the wilderness for 40 years. Killed off the old generation, and the only ones from the older generation that was able to make it was Joshua and Caleb. Those men were in the wilderness 40 years and still kept their faith intact. All right. Again, it says to know what was in thine heart. And there's a thing that I've noticed throughout time. You can really see the intentions of a man. All right. You can really see the intentions of a man. All right. Now, when I say this, you know, when you first come into this truth, you're on fire. You want to talk about, you always want to go into the scriptures, this, that, and the third, and that's a beautiful thing. All right. But as time continues to progress forward, all right, that's really where that trial stands forth at, is that time, man. All right. Again, the Lord has us in the wilderness for 40 years just so he could see what was in our hearts. Brothers, we continually going through this so the Lord can see what's in our hearts, man. And again, we're constantly being proven, man. So while we're here, man, we should continue to reflect on ourselves, continue to examine ourselves, as it's written in the book of, I believe it's in Sirach, the 18th chapter, where it says, before judgment, examine ourselves. So really, this is a perfect opportunity that we have while we're here to continue to examine ourselves and make sure that we're ready. The Apostle Kabar did a lesson last week. He did a lesson going into, well, I should say this, Salaki, he did the lesson a while back. All right. The elder brother, Manat Zakba, from the South Carolina camp, re-uploaded that lesson that the apostle did. And it pretty much went into the things that the men of the Lord are going to have to go through, the different tribulation, the different persecutions, the chastisement. When this devil really cracks down on us like a flood, hey, as the scriptures say, some of us are going to be beheaded. So as we're here, these are constant things that we should meditate on and examine ourselves on. Another thing, the apostles have been harping on this for the past few days now, going into prophecy. This time that we're in, we should really be getting stronger and more closely intact. We should really be joined to the Heavenly Father's hip right now. And again, this is an opportunity that we have right now, a great opportunity. In the flesh, it can look like, man, this is long, this, that, and the third. But you got to ask yourself, one has to ask themselves, do you think you would really be ready when that day was to come right now? if that day was to be tomorrow when all hell broke loose, do we think we would truly be ready? That's why the Lord has us going through this right now. This is love. This is love, man. So what if you got to go to your 9 to 5 day by day? We have opportunity to continue to push the words of Yahweh while Yahweh Shai, and to be occupied in prophecy, as the scriptures say. We're in the grace. And the scriptures even say in Ephesians, the 2nd chapter, through grace we are saved. And through this period of grace, through this period of time where the Heavenly Father had given us this knowledge, opened up this information for us to get right, we have information, we have the knowledge, we have the understanding, the tools to get back in good terms with the Heavenly Father. Might seem long, might seem like it's taken forever, man. It's only been 3 days in the eyes of Yahweh Shai, man. Since Yahweh Shai had ascended into the heavens, after he had supped with the apostles for those 40 days after his passion, after his persecution, after his crucifixion, it's only been 3 days. So within saying that, the Lord is moving, man. The Lord is moving fast. Now in our feeble fleshly bodies, seems like it's quite a bit of time. But that's why the scriptures are so repetitive about working out your salvation through trial and tribulation, through patience, through tribulation, through the things you go through, man. Hey, as the prophet Habakkuk said, man, well, really the spirit of the Heavenly Father was placed in the prophet Habakkuk to make this statement: though it tarry, wait. All right. And again, I would love to pull it a lot more, but my eyes are on the roll right now. You know, that's why I'm trying to do my best to recite the scriptures. And I read that in Deuteronomy, the 8th chapter. But the prophet Habakkuk said, though it tarry, wait, so because it shall surely come. The Lord ain't going to allow this devil to keep doing all these heinous, despicable things, man. He's looking at us to continue to get stronger in the faith, to continue to get stronger in understanding, to continue to push forth prophecy as doctrine, man. All right? Hey, as it's written, loosely paraphrasing, man, it says, in that day I shall make prophecy as doctrine. And brothers, we all play a part within that. So our roles here are very, very, very important. Don't worry about tomorrow. Don't worry about next week, man. For today, sufficient is the day right now, man. Continue to focus on today and what we have to do today in order to continue to grow within the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Day by day by day. Now again, we hasten the day. But hey, man, we don't even know if we're going to make it to tomorrow. You know? So I'm entering into the gates of my job. Just wanted to give that quick exhortation as I was on the road. Lord willing, these words were comforting. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. All right, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Akakwadash. I want to give double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace and blessings and much salutation to you, elect Akim, across the four winds of this earth, and those are the men kicking this word in sincerity and in truth. Shalom.